Good morning. How are you? Welcome to the Smart Life Club. This is the Coffee Break Show. I'm Vickie Helm, and I'm so glad you are with us today. I made some notes for me today. I'm putting them right here. I'm so glad you joined us. Today is going to be a spectacular day. Let's get started. Listen, if you're new to the Coffee Break Show, welcome. We share inspirations and insights and motivations, and these are the things that keep us doing well in our lives and having more success and more business and more everything else that we want in the Smart Life Club. If you're new here, do me a favor and put your name down below or name to the side, or up here, you might see a link that says StreamYard/Facebook. Do me a favor and click on it and give me permission to see your name. Put your name down below. I'd love to meet you, love to talk to you, love to know you. Thank you to everybody who's coming on right now. Listen, if you are in if you're watching this and it's after the show, thank you for watching. Do me a favor though, would you put a hashtag replay down below, hashtag replay, so I know you're there. Good morning, Lori. It is Taco Tuesday. That's right. And if Tina Friel is on, don't you think I don't know it's Taco Tuesday. Nice to know that you guys are here today. Thank you for coming on. I see people coming on that haven't put their name in there yet. Do me a favor, welcome. Today we are going to talk about three of the biggest traps, the three biggest traps that stop people from getting to their $1 million. And I want you to know that I beforehand had made all three of these blunders, and they keep you away from actually creating the $1 million. They actually, or even $100,000, whatever money you're looking for. These three traps, they all create a lack of the ability to go ahead and actually focus on making the kind of money that you actually want to make so that you can live by. So I used $1 million as the bottom line because I think that's really the first bar that everybody gets to. Well, it usually goes $100,000 and $500,000 and $1 million and 2, 3, 4, 10, whatever you're doing after that. And so I think the milestone is $1 million. I think $500,000 and $1 million is the milestone. So that's the numbers we're going to use today. And if you're thinking those numbers are just so big, then relax. They're not as big as you think. They're pretty easy to get to if you do it correctly and you avoid these three traps that we're going to talk about. Avoiding these and putting into place those things that will help you grow more wealth over time. So good morning, Jane. It's nice to see you on, Mrs. Goodheart. So what I want to talk about right now, and I want to get right into it, is here are the three things that you have to not get trapped in that will keep you from accruing your business into the $1 million range. One is I call the breakthrough trap, and it's a sales ploy, and it's also a ploy to get clients, and that is using your business to make a breakthrough. So it's like, this year I'm going to write that book. And then you spend all year concentrating on writing the book to make sure you have the book out and the book is done. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I wrote my first book. One book does not make $1 million. It's very rare. And to me, it's like, you want to make sure that you're not stuck on the one breakthrough you had. Everybody likes to use their business as a breakthrough instead of a business. They get to the point where, oh God, I just started my business. I did all this. I can't believe it. And they get caught in how they made a breakthrough. Your breakthrough isn't going to make you money until you make sales. So we want to get right away to the marketing. They're like, I want to break through this. I want to break through this. You have to run a business. It's great that you want a breakthrough. Everybody needs a breakthrough, and it's a good start. And you should be proud of yourself. But I have seen people make one thing, just one thing, one product, one thing only, and try to market that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So imagine right now that you owned a McDonald's. And across the street, there was another McDonald's. So you own this McDonald's, and here's this other McDonald's. You go into this McDonald's and they go, I'd like to have a quarter pounder with cheese and a small fry. And you're like, nope, I'm sorry. The only thing we have in here is I put that ice cream machine together. And it took me a really long time to put the ice cream machine together. And I was so proud of myself. It took a long time for me to do it. Look at how beautiful this ice cream machine is. If you look in the back of the ice cream machine, isn't it great? Isn't it? Here, taste the ice cream. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see no matter what you're doing, you're not selling him what he wants. You're trying to get him all excited about your breakthrough. So he crosses the street where everything McDonald's is, and he goes, I want this, 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 this. They wrap it up for him. And most people get so excited. Look at the book I just wrote. Look at this shirt I just knitted or made or go. Look at this one thing that I've just done. And they want the second trap. The second trap is not that they want to have a business, but they want to have pats on the back and accolades. Look at what I did. Look at what I made. Isn't this really beautiful? Doesn't this taste great? Look at how gorgeous it is. And they say it over and over and over. And they're not actually looking to build a business. They're actually looking for you to go ahead and be proud. You're looking outside of yourself for people to be proud of what you're doing, what you're working on, whatever. And what happens is, can you see how you've lost sight of what your client wants? That's one of the biggest traps, the breakthrough trap and the accolade trap. Those two will keep you from your $1 million. Why? Because you're not even focused on making money. You're focused over here on how to get people to pay attention to your great. This is so good. I'm so proud of myself. It's great that you're proud of yourself. It's great. But now if you want a business, you actually have to go ahead and make the things that are going to be available for people. You have to make products and services that people want, not that they're supposed to pat you on the back for. And if you're continuously looking for accolades for everything you do, it's a big sign on your forehead that just says, I have really bad self-esteem. And we're having a very direct conversation right now, a very direct conversation, because it's like what happens with me when I write or I put a book out or I do anything. I always know that there's more inside me. There's more inside me. And I need to get what's inside me out to the public so they can go ahead and achieve the dreams they want to have, so they can go forward. I'm looking for the topics that people want to discuss, not to look at them and go, do you see how smart I am? I wrote another book and I did this and I did that. You have to put your ego aside, put it over here, and put yourself in a place where you have relevant skill sets that serves people. Your business, if it doesn't serve people, it isn't going anywhere. So here's the last trap I want to talk about that I think is really super important. People who want to make $1 million, B is my word, million is what we're talking about today. People who want to make $1 million, they get into this trap right here. They look and they try to go the easiest route versus the best route. They try to write the book as quickly and as fast and as shortcuttingly as possible. They try to do the easy method to $1 million. If you go to the easy method of $1 million, you'll be at the broke method just as quickly. The easiest method to $1 million isn't necessarily the best way to $1 million. Some people just want to be able to know that they can make $1 million. So they make that money really fast. They're just like, I'm going to make this money. And then they hit the goal of making $1 million and they don't do anything else. They're like, I made $1 million. Yay. It's like they played a football game and scored a touchdown. Being wealthy is a way of life. It's not a place you get to. It's not a number you hit. It's a way of life when you get there. Your mind is wealthy. Your emotions are wealthy. Everything about you becomes wealthy. Your heart is wealthy. Your giving factor is wealthy. I'm here every single day giving away free tips, just free. Good morning, MJ. Nice to see you. Free. Why? Because I want you to succeed. And here's the thing. It's like when you get to the point where you have a lot of people succeeding in the world, it empowers them and consciousness shifts. And you have to make sure the reason, why are you doing this? If you are not serving, and I want to put some boundaries around how we serve people. If you are not serving a group of people what they want to eat, and you're serving them what you think is really great. Look at the breakthrough I made. I made this business. I made this. I worked so hard. I did this and blah, blah, blah. You are completely in your ego. You are not serving anyone. If you're looking for accolades, oh my God, I did this. This is mine. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it tasty? Isn't it this? Isn't it that? And look at this. I made this one thing. Here's the one thing I made. I made this one thing. You need to be, what is the next product for the people you're serving? If you're over here, all you are is in your ego. That's it. There's nobody else there but you. Nobody's going to follow your ego. They will follow your heart and they will follow your service. So when you take a look at the 3 traps, this is the 3 traps. I've done all 3 of them. I am guilty of all of them. I remember the first book I wrote. I was so proud that I had that breakthrough because I'd never written a book before. And I was like, oh my God, look at what I did. I'm so proud of myself. I couldn't believe it. It took me 2 years to write that first book. And it took me like 3 years after that to write the next book because I couldn't settle down and go, write another book. Facebook user, Vickie's on fire. That's right, baby. So what happens when you get caught in these traps? Nobody's going to tell you that you're caught in those traps. They're going to be nice to you, which is what you never want. You want people who are going to be truthful and honest. If you do this, you'll be nice. People are going to be nice to you. And they're going to say things like, wow, that's really beautiful. Yeah, they're never going to say, okay, I get it. You made this. Go on. What's your next product? So when you're building a business right now, the 3 traps that you don't want to get caught in is don't use your business to give you an emotional or spiritual breakthrough. Your business is designed to help you make profits so that you can have quality of life. Number 2, don't pick the easiest way over the best way. Learn the best way. People are smart and savvy right now, and they are looking for the best. Hi, Peter. Nice to see you. They're looking for the best teachers, the best products, the best way, the most solid business strategies. They aren't looking for the easiest. If you take the easiest way and are like, ooh, this guy said it'd be simple and easy and wealthy riches, you are looking for a get rich quick scheme, and that will not work. So again, breakthrough. Don't use your business as a breakthrough. It's there to make profits. Learn how to create profits for yourself. 2, do the best you can do it every time serving your client. And 3, the pat on the back. Don't make your business about you looking cool or you looking successful or you getting a pat on the back. It's great that you wrote a book. Write another book. Because when you get to a certain level, could you imagine if Stephen King stopped at The Shining? Like that was his biggest piece of work. I mean, The Shining was everywhere, but imagine if he just stopped there. Or if Janet Yovanovitch said, here's book A, or here's the first book out of a series. We want to know that your creativity is in there in business. You can make one product. I try to have as many products as I can. I didn't write one book. I have 20 books. That gives me 20 buy buttons. I have 20 more chances than you do of somebody pushing a buy button and getting into my system. The whole point of the future right now is that people start businesses for the wrong reasons. They try to start a business right now to help them look better, feel better, or, oh my God, I just wanted to know I could do it. And they want other people to praise them. No, this is the real thing. If you have a business, you are out to make a difference in the world and to serve the world. And you kind of have to have a Mother Teresa attitude. You can't wait till somebody sees you and pats you on the back and tell you how good they are. You've got to serve relentlessly because that's what you feel in your soul. I serve this client because I love them. I serve this client because I love doing it. I serve this product because it's the best in the market, not the easiest, the best in the market. I write these books because the message has to be out there. I do my best work every single time. And I want to tell you a little story. I remember one time thinking, if I wrote my best book right now, I'd never have anything to say. Should I write my best book now? And I remember the second book I wrote, I went and I thought, okay, if I tell them everything, I won't have anything left. What am I going to write about again? Can you hear my mind sabotaging me? It was funny, but I did it. I fell right into that trap. And then I thought, no, I'm going to put my best work out. And I put my best work out. I put it out there and it was received really well. But from writing my best, from doing my best, it pushed me to the next level. And I was like, oh, I'm not at my best. I'm at the next level. And suddenly the next level had a little bit of learning curve and a little bit of management, and a little personal development and a little bit. And then I wrote another book. I was like, oh, here's another book. And I thought, okay, I'm going to put my best work out. I'm going to put my best everything. I'm going to bleed into these pages. And then I did, and poof, it got me to the next level. Breakthroughs happen because of action, not because of you saying, oh my God, look at this. Breakthroughs, it's like you have to put your ego aside. It's useless. It doesn't do anything for you. She said, oops, I forgot to sign in. Good morning, everyone. Vickie's on a roll today. Thank you very much. I am. I want everyone to know that there is plenty of money out there. There's so much money. They print it on demand. We don't even have to have money or currency that is tied to anything. There's so much money. There's trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. So when you have trillions of dollars to have, having $1 million out of a trillion, that's like asking for a penny. What has to happen to you to get to that? Don says, step back to see the bigger picture within and open up to your inner universe. Be truthful and honest with yourself. Coming from a place of love, you will find your path, thus your destiny. I love that, Donald. That's beautiful. Suzanne says, build a business for its purpose, not for your ego. Stay humble. Celebrate the accomplishments for 5 minutes. Then move on. Your business is about your clients, not yourself. Thank you very much, Suzanne. I just want to talk about that as well, because Suzanne has probably had 3 or 4 businesses right now. She's got a boatload of things going on. And it's not about me. That's right. Beautiful. I see you guys moving. Suzanne, when they made their business, they spent time designing the whole business around where the customer walks in and how they're going to sit and where they want to be treated. And everything was designed beautifully in that way. And they had to remodel and redo and rethink everything surrounding the parking for their customers, the area, the access, the everything. And so what happens when you get that service mentality? You get the ability to step up to the next level. And that next level of your business is you having a service mentality. I cannot tell you that one single change from my ego. And I had to tell you, the reason people have egos is because they have poor self-esteem. The more you love yourself, the less ego you have. That is what I have found to be true for me. So when I say these traps, it's because I've been in these traps. I've done the easiest way versus the best way. I'll never do it again. Never. I will spend the time that it takes, the revision that it takes, the money that it takes to do the best job I can do every single time. Every time I write a book, every time I get on a show, I'm not like, well, God, I delivered a great show yesterday. I can relax today. Every day when I get on here, I try to deliver the best of me every single time, whether I'm tired, whether I'm stressed, whether I'm hungry, whether I'm excited, whether I'm with coffee. I'm always with coffee. I don't start my day without a bit of logic. And so when you see what I do, it's the best of myself that's presented there. So the next thing is, you have to give up wanting a pat on the back. My team and I, we hold each other accountable. And I am very, very clear. I have delineated guidelines that, do we praise each other? Yes. When it's good, it's good. And we say, yes, we've done this. It's been very good. But what we want to have is people who are going to tell us the truth. And we have what I call the 1 to 10 scale. I'm like, the book going out has to be a 10 or 11. If somebody comes back, it's a 9, I have to go back in and figure out how to get it to a 10 or 11. Now, the people I work with, do they know they're my team? I belong to this team. Everybody has the same pool of knowledge. They know what we represent. They know what our mission is. They know what our company stands for. They know what we teach. We teach thrivable methods. So they know. And if it's not up to snuff, I have to trust them to tell me the truth. This isn't a 10, it's a 9. You have to have people that are willing to tell you something without you becoming defended or without you becoming hurt. So I want to let you know, I don't bat 1,000 with that. I can tell you, my editors, I'm like, why did you change that? How come? And they're like, we're just trying to make it better. And when we talk about it, I get the point. I say, nope, that stays in there. That's going to stay in there. And then now I've gotten to the point where I go, yeah, we don't even need this paragraph. Just erase the whole thing. You can't become precious and succeed. You have to become discerning in order to succeed. And when you discern, is this the best cake? Is this the best book? Can you do it without trying to get a pat on the back, but get some discernment from people who are saying, yes, I would buy this. Yes, this makes sense. Yes, this book is better. Yes, this website is better. Yes, this will work. If it doesn't work, you need people who are going to say, I don't think this is a 10 yet. And I think we need to improve it. Don't just say, I don't think this is a 10. You suck at this. That's not what we want. We want to be able to go, I think this is not a 10. And I think what it needs is, and then let them say that. When you're serving a group of people, consistency is everything, right? So if you're working at a level 10, I want you to know your competitor is probably out there working at a level 11. There are people who are giving more and doing more and being more. The easiest will never work. The simplest, if it's a 10 and it's simple, then you've hit a home run. But if you're looking for the easiest method to $1 million and you think having a bunch of PLR rights are going to do it, then you're fooling yourself. You have to give the best of the best. You take you to the next level. Then you take you to the next level. Then you take you to the next level. You know, Yo-Yo Ma, who's probably the best violinist in the whole world, still practices every day. Karen says, Donald, the real challenge for many is being truthful with yourself and coming from a place of love. That's really true. Truthful, sometimes we think means beating ourselves up. That's not true. Truth and love, it's very kind. It's super gentle. Be the best you can be, said one Facebook user, and I'm not sure who that is, if it's Sean or Brandon or Sangar or whoever it is. Thank you for being here. Somebody give me a name. Karen says, Donald, true, Karen, that is a great part of our journey, especially coming to a place of love within which ultimately defines truth. Yes. But I want to say something else that I think Donald said that is so important. When you serve, you are in a state of love. And when you're in a state of love, you have more creativity. You have more access to you and what you're making. I think that putting yourself in a state of love before you start any project is the number one thing that you need to do, because not only does it define the truth, but it defines a sense of knowingness and creativity that comes up every single time. And Donald, I think it is so important what you just said, because it ultimately puts you in the state you need to be to serve humanity. If you're having a breakthrough, you are not in a state of love. If you're in that breakthrough trap, you're not in a state of love. You're in a state of blowing your own horn. So Murray France, being a winner is the best you can be, no matter what your place in the race. Hey, Mary France, I didn't see you come in here. If you are, nice to see you. Nice to see you, Peter. Of course, Peter's here. Mary Frances too. I love you both. Suzanne says, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. That includes ending your ego. Yes, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. That's so true. Somebody said, hi, Mary France. Scott says, a leader is best when people barely know he exists. When his work is done, his aim fulfilled, they will say, we did it ourselves. Ooh, Lao Tzu. I'm sorry, that made me teary. That was so good. Whew, sorry, just a second. A leader is best known when people barely know he exists. When his work is done, his aim fulfilled, They will say, we did it ourselves. Lao Tzu. That is leadership. And the beauty of that is being able to share everything in their way. Scott, that melted my heart. That was really beautiful. It made me all teary-eyed and everything, because the kind of leadership where you're serving, who are you serving? You're either serving the divine and the people the divine wants you to serve, or you're serving your ego. That's about it, isn't it? You're serving the divine. You're being the middleman between the divine and the people you serve, or you're serving your own ego. And those are kind of the two choices. And a true leader is best when people barely know he exists. And when his work is done, his aim is fulfilled, they will say, we did it ourselves. Karen says, Scott, thank you for sharing. That was an excellent quote, #truth. It is. And so what happens when you have a team of humble servants? I want you to think about that for a minute. What if you had a team of humble servants, leaders that think that they just want to give and serve and create the kinds of products and services and things that people want? You will have success. You'll have success. And so you want to be able to know the difference of when you're in that accolade, pat on the back trap, when you're in the easiest versus the best trap, when you're using your business as a breakthrough trap. Money is made by serving a group of people with products and services. And if you make one product, you put an S at the end, products and services. One product, it's very rare that one product makes $1 million unless you put a boatload of ads into it. Now, there are some products that have been zany that have made gajillions of dollars. My favorite is the Pet Rock. I'm sorry, I was in high school when the Pet Rock came out. Yes, I'm that old. Just have a cup of coffee and deal with it. But I was sitting and I remember thinking to myself, my mom, when I was a little girl, she was a Girl Scout leader for our troop for a little bit. And she had a day where we did painting of rocks as a arts and crafts show. So now I'm looking at people spending money on painting rocks. And even I knew back in high school, I was like 14 or something like that. And I remember thinking, that is the stupidest waste of money, and how smart he is. People were walking around school with a rock, painted rock, in a little case that was a pet rock. And mood rings, same thing. So there are some things that are one-offs that will go ahead and people just take them up and say, yes, this is my millions. But in this day and age, you want to have products. If you open a physical store, what would your products be in there? And make them for your client. Know that God is proud of you. The divine is proud of you. Let people help you get better. Find a team where you have a bunch of servant leaders on there. I want to read a little bit more here. Somebody's successful Facebook user, thank you. Successful entrepreneurs must be fearless, understand finance, grow as a leader, use leverage, and have the right attitude. Yes, they have to have leadership skill sets. You're right. I will talk to you about some of those skill sets. We can go into those on a later date. But today, I just want to tell you, don't let yourself fall into any of these three traps. They're the traps that keep you from your money, from your success, from your life. Don't have your business be your breakthrough. Have your business be profitable. Make products for it. Serve a group of people in the best way, not the easiest way, in the best way. Don't get into the easiest versus best way trap. The better you are, your competitors are still competing. Keep going. And then don't try to make your business be something that you want accolades for, that you want to pretend your self-esteem is better. You have to know just who you are. And lastly, consistency is key, said Donald. Consistency creates standards as we walk up the staircase of standards. We also create a state of being and self-discipline. As you ascend within you, you evolve, and so does your creations. Keep looking up. Ooh, that's very true. Facebook user. God, you guys are active. Last one. We live in a world that is changing each and every day at a speed that any of us can really, truly appreciate. Yes, that's true. Technology over the last 30 to 50 years has altered the way we communicate, not only with our neighbors and loved ones, but our business contacts around the world. That's really true. And we have that. Thank you all for being on today. Tomorrow it'll be 9 o'clock on the West, 10 Mountain, and noon o'clock on the East Coast. I'll see you then. Peace out. Mwah. Go ahead and get some money. Go get rich.